Hey everybody, it's Emily from Life So Savory, and today's going to be a quick show. I've got a lot going on around here, but I just wanted to give you some updates and let you know what I've been working on. I don't have a specific project today, but I am going to share several projects that I'm working on, and I'm going to show you a really cool sewing technique on my sewing machine. I was checking my phone. I got a YouTube notification that there's a new video from Life So Savory. So obviously I'm subscribed to my own YouTube alerts. But anyway, so I'm excited. Say hi. Let me know what's on your sewing table this morning or this afternoon, because that's what I'm going to be showing you what is on my table today. So I'm going to show you the project that I'm going to be posting on Friday. It's a super cute one. You get a sneak peek today if you're here on the tutorial that will be posted then, but I'll give you all the details about it on Friday. I have a fun project that I'm working on for the Brother Sews blog, and then I'm knee deep in jackets because I took on sort of a side job sewing a bunch of patches onto jackets for a local company here. And this is the project that I'm going to show you, this really cool machine technique, because if I did not have this feature on my sewing machine, I would not be able to have taken this job. And I just want to show you about it and let me know if you know of it too. So I see that Emily's on, and not sure if anyone else is around today, but again, I'd love to know, what are you working on? What is on your sewing table? I'm about to show you what's on mine. So first of all, Friday, I'm going to be posting this super cute Christmas project. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so this is a combination of some basic quilting. Okay, so we just put 6 blocks together, and then also some embroidery with, it's like glitter felt. Can you see it shine and shimmer? Okay, and then I did put it on a hanger, and I'm going to either hang it on my door or I'm not sure if the outside door or the inside door, but I love how this turned out, and I'm going to be sharing all the details about this project on Friday, so don't miss out on that one. It's going to be super fun, as well as the tools and all the details that you need to create this yourself. So super fun. Looks like some of you are also working on Christmas projects. I am too, and I'm loving it while listening to Christmas music most of the time. So that is super fun. Okay, so details on this coming soon. The back, just fabric. Actually, I was going to show you up close. So I used my sewing machine to put this blanket stitch, see, on this edge, and then a cute, it's mirrored, a cute X design on these seams. So we have some really fun details on here, as well as the embroidery. Oh, someone mentioned my earrings. Yes, I made these a while ago, but they're really light because they're like fake leather cork. Okay, so this project coming on Friday. Check out Life So Savory to get all the details. It is such a cute walling, especially if you have an embroidery machine and can make these fun letters. So it's felt over a quilted project. It does have a little bit of batting inside, so it has some structure, but you could also put interfacing or something like that to make it nice and stiff. All right, so that is the first thing that I have been working on and keeping me busy this week. Number 2 is my project for the Brother Sews blog, which I do for them once a month. And I'm working on a fancy party skirt. And it can be Christmas party or Valentine's party or just New Year's party, any party. I'm trying to make a very full gold skirt. So let me show you where I'm at. I am not finished with this one. We're kind of in the middle. So this is the lining and the netting to add some fullness. Okay, so you can see the netting here, and then the lining is gold. And what I've done is I've gathered it slightly along the top. I sewed the netting down about 1.5 inches so that is not stuck in the waistband. Okay, because we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna put a waistband on this, and it's gonna be high-waisted, so I can tuck my tank top or my t-shirt into it, and then we'll put the waistband on. Actually, maybe it'll be a little bit lower. Okay, put the waistband on, and so I have gathered this slightly to be the same size as the waistband. Okay, and then the waistband, I'm going to put elastic in to gather it even more. So the main skirt and the waistband are out of this fun gold fabric. Okay, and so this is just one width of fabric, and this is what I'm making the waistband out of. So you can see it's plenty big to go over my hips, and then this is matching this lining. And so when I sew the skirt and the lining to the waistband, then I'll thread elastic through, which will gather this up more. And I might run a stitch, a parallel stitch along the waistband to hold the elastic in place. I'm going to use 2-inch elastic on there. So this is 1.5 yards of width, but then I have the skirt, the skirt that I want to be really full. I've got 4 yards, 4 widths of fabric. Okay. So about 4 yards that I am hoping to gather. Haven't done it yet. Gather up here to create this full skirt. So I've sewed it into a circle. I've finished the bottom edge with the serger. I need to hem that up. I've actually put pockets in the side seams, which right now are like miles away from each other, but I'm hoping when I gather this up that they will be on the sides, and then I will sew this and the lining to the waistband. So here is the pocket. I use the gold lining fabric and put the pocket in the side seam. Okay. So you can see here, there's the pocket. Stick my hand in there, put things in. I just used my basic pocket template for this. It's got gold fabric, which is similar. So this is a little bit see-through, as you can see, because you can totally still see my shape through. However, I am guessing that after I gather all 4 yards of this, it's going to be less see-through just because of the bulk. Oh, can't even see the bulk of the fabric, right? So that is going to help. It's very shiny. That's going to help with the see-throughness, and then that's why I have the lining with the netting. Okay, so the wrong side of the lining will be against my skin, so I won't have any of the weird netting or anything touching me. Then the netting will be between the lining and the main skirt. So I'm going to be putting this together. I've kind of been working on the pieces, and they're mostly ready except for gathering all those 4 yards of the main skirt. I have to go ahead and do that. So I will do that if I don't get to it this afternoon, because I'm going to be delivering all these jackets that I've been sewing. If I don't get to it this afternoon, I'll be doing it tomorrow. And then look for this project on the Brother Sews website, and you can find that there, as well as lots of other fun tutorials that I've created for their site. So I know, Marie, I'm really hoping that it turns out how I have in my head. You know, I'm not working off a pattern because it's just fabric gathered with a waistband. So, and I put the pockets on because you need a place for your phone or something like that in any party dress. So that's what I have. Okay, so wall hanging for Christmas, check. Party skirt, long party skirt, check, in the works. And then, so the other thing that I've been working on, 30 of these, and I'm down to the last one because I want to show you how I'm doing it, is these jackets. Okay, so there's a local business that is hiring me to sew these patches on these jackets that they are giving to their staff. And on every jacket, there's a square patch, and on the side, there are 1, 2, or 3 patches, depending on the years that this person has been with the company. Okay, so These are Carhartt winter jackets. So they are pretty thick. And I haven't done too many tweaks besides put a leather needle or a jean needle in my sewing machine. And then I'm going to show you how I'm sewing these. Okay, but the square patch is, of course, easy because you can just unzip it and go down. And then the sleeve is where it's tricky. And I'm going to show you a really cool feature on my sewing machine that's allowing me to sew these sleeve patches on. Okay, so we're going to sew this last jacket together, and then I'm going to go on with my day. So today's going to be short and sweet, but I'm super excited. So like I said, 30 of these jackets, a total of 88 patches, counting 1, 2, 3, 4 on some, 1, 2 on some, 1, 2, 3 on others. So lots. I've been up to my ears in patches as well as party skirts. Nothing can be too far apart than a Carhartt work jacket and a gold party skirt. Just some opposite ends of the spectrum here on sewing. Okay, so let me go ahead and switch over my camera. I want to show you the setting that I'm using on my sewing machine to sew these patches. All right, so this is the Brother 5200 machine. I'll just show you. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. It is one of the lower end large hoop embroidery and sewing machines. Okay, so if you put this on a scale, this is not the top, but it's not the bottom. It's a nice mid-range machine. It has an 8x12 hoop, which I love, and was able to create that merry and bright decal. And it also has some cool features. And today what I'm going to be talking about is this directional stitch. So when I press that, you can see here that actually it says it can sew diagonal upright, back stitch, diagonal to the right, left, right, diagonal down, straight, right, and you can also go side to side or up and down with the zigzag. So this is saving my life because honestly, I would not be able to get those sleeve patches on otherwise. Okay, so I totally would have not been able to take this project had I not had this machine. There's no way that I could get that on there. So let me show you how I'm sewing these patches on. Okay, so I'm going to give you the close-up experience here. And then you won't be seeing, there we go. You won't be seeing the side of it where I'm pushing the buttons, but I will walk you through that because I can't show two cameras at once. So I want to just show you this one. And so you can see how I'm guiding the patches through and just how cool it is that this machine can sew various ways. All right. So I'm taking my jacket, and the first thing I do to all of them is unzip them. And then I've started with the main square patch, but I'm going to first remove this so I can get the sleeve in there. Now I did spend, the first day I picked up these jackets, I did spend a couple of hours fusing these patches to the jacket. It is not a permanent, it's there was a iron-on on the back of the patch, and so I just use that to temporarily stick them on so that I can easily sew this. I knew that I was going to be sewing this because even the best iron-on patches aren't very permanent, especially in this work jacket that's going to get a lot of wear and tear. And so I want to make sure that these patches move with the jacket and do not come off. Okay, so this one is pretty straightforward. Okay, it's just square. However, rather than rotating the jacket through my machine and having to deal with all that bulk, I'm going to use the directional sewing. So we're going to start with the forward sewing, which of course is not strange. Okay, but I am going to back stitch, making sure I'm back stitching at the beginning and the end of every seam. I have found, I'll pause that for a second, that the inside is like this furry, I don't know if you can see it, furry, fuzzy fabric. And so the feed dogs don't move the jacket very well. So I am guiding the jacket through the presser foot, okay, to help it move, just because those feed dogs don't really grab it very well. All right, so now I'm going to push the left stitching, and it's going to stitch right along here without me having to rotate the jacket. And again, I'm using my right hand just to gently pull it through because it does have a hard time with the furry background. And then this left hand, I'm just making sure that I'm stitching on the white part of the patch. I don't really want to stitch on the jacket, and I don't want to stitch on the black part of the patch because I have white thread in my top. So I have white thread in my needle, and I have black thread in my bobbin because that is the inside of this jacket is nice and dark. All right, so you just saw me lift the presser foot and the needle. There's a bump here as I get close to the zipper. And so as I've gotten close to every edge of this patch, I've had to lift the presser foot over that bump. And I need to do that by lifting the needle first so I can do it over. Let's see if I can get a little bit better focus there for you. Okay. Oh, sorry, Phyllis. Thank you for telling me. I know it's gonna, I'll try to keep my hand out of the way so that it doesn't focus on there. Okay. So now I'm going to push the backward stitching, and we're going to backward stitch all the way along this patch. Okay. So if you have this machine and you are not using this feature, it is so handy for projects like this. Could I, for this one, rotate the coat all the way through? Absolutely. Yes, I could. But because I don't have to, how great is that? All right, so now I'm doing the right sideways stitch, and I'm going along that last edge of this square patch. So this patch I could have sewed on with probably most. Now I'm going to go back to a forward stitch, just overlap a tiny bit, and then back stitch to lock it. Okay, so I probably could sew this patch on with most sewing machines because you could rotate around the 4 sides of this. However, the sleeve one, there's no way I would be able to do it. So, Francie, for Boy Scout patches, yes, for their patches on their shirts, this is a great feature. For the round merit badge patches, I have actually used the embroidery function of this machine and sewn, and I hooped the sash, and then I sewed all the merit badges on using an embroidery circle, and I didn't have to do anything. I just would set the placement, bam, hit go, it would embroider around. Go to the next one, bam. So if you are looking to sew on merit badges, anyone, and you have an embroidery machine, go search on Life So Savory, go search merit badge sew or merit badge tutorial. I think if you just put in merit badges, you'll be able to find how I sewed those on using the embroidery function of this machine. And that was super awesome as well. Okay, so check that out. Francie, once I had to do a little bit of setup, but once I set it up, it literally took me like 10 seconds per badge, and I didn't have to even touch the fabric. I just had to push the buttons. So it was awesome. Jeannie, Jeannie, I hope that's how you say your name. This is the Essence 5200 by Brother. It's a combination sewing and embroidery machine. I love it and use it for so many things, but this is a feature that you probably won't use a lot, but when you need it, oh my goodness, you need it. Okay, so I've slid the sleeve onto this arm of my machine. I'm going to start with a forward stitch to do this top curved edge and just guide the fabric as I go. So hopefully the machine will keep focusing on the needle and not my hand, but I will need to get in there because it's just a lot of maneuvering. Okay. Yes, it's great for patching. I've used this stitch for putting patches on my daughter's leggings after they were made, which is awesome. Okay. Now, sometimes I have gotten off the patch a little bit stitching on the black. And what I do then is I just back up, re-stitch over that on the white, and then I go back later and rip out the stitching that was on the black because I don't want that white stitching on the black. Okay. So now I'm going to do diagonal to the left to do this edge. Okay. So it's going diagonal to the left. I'm guiding it with my hands to make sure it stays on the white. Now we're going to go diagonal up to the left. We kind of have these angled sides of the patch. Okay. And then we're going to do just the straight back stitch. Again, you know, these curved bottom and top. There's not really a curved line, but I can so far maneuver it through just using the straight back stitch and a little bit of muscle. Okay, now we're going to go diagonal to the right, up, and then we will go diagonal down to the right. It definitely makes, and then I'm just going to finish by the straight stitch and overlap and a locking stitch. It definitely makes a little bit of a different, it does a little bit of a different sounding stitch when it is doing the diagonals and the left to right, like it makes a clicking noise. But that's, I think, because the feed dogs are moving in a fashion that they are not used to moving, which is side to side. Okay, so now we've done the top of that second one. Yeah, it might. The BQ 3100. I haven't played a lot on that, although I was just at the Houston Quilt Festival a couple weeks ago, and that was a huge seller at the show because, of course, people are there because they quilt. And so I did get to check out some of the features on that one, but I haven't played with it more than just like on the show floor. Okay, so now I've done that edge, diagonal, and now we're going to do the straight back. So I just kind of make sure the white is behind the presser foot and then guiding it through. Guys, I've done 30 of these over the last few days, so this has been a lifesaver because honestly, when I went to the shop to pick up this project, I thought, oh boy, I told them I would be done by Friday. I gave myself the full work week to do it, but I get to make the delivery this afternoon and get these out of my house, which is so exciting, and get done, be finished with them. Okay, so then I maneuver this off my machine and I cut any threads. There's not too many because it cuts them pretty well. And then I do flip over to the back. Actually, let me just turn this a little bit so you can see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so I told them if I was going to stitch these on that obviously, sorry. That there would be, you would see stitching on the inside. So I just wanted to make that lighter for you. Okay. So, but it really is not bad at all. So there you can see the stitching barely. And this is that wooliness. And that's why the feed dogs can't really grab the fabric because it's woolly. All right. So here's the square. Okay. And then you can see in the sleeve, here is what it looks like in the sleeve. So I do go through, clip these threads. But again, this is why I use black on the inside so you can barely see it. And then there's the first patch and there is the second patch, and this inside is on like a quilted lining fabric. So it's a little bit easier. So I told them, all right, so they've got 5, 10, and 15-year patches, 5, 10, and 15 years. The 15-year, there weren't, as out of the 30, there might have only been 5 or 6, which was good because it was really difficult. So I said, if they ever get a 20-year patch and ask me to sew it on, we're going to have to go to the other sleeve and start sewing them on the other sleeve because there's no way that I will be able to get a 4th. I just don't have the equipment to get a 4th. Really close up there to get a 4th one on there. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Let's do a quick recap. I've been sewing on a ton of patches. The arm has been saved by using directional stitching on my sewing machine. I would not be able to do it otherwise. And even the square is way easier with directional stitching. So directional stitching has saved my life this week. I love it. Message me if you have more questions about my machine or where you can get one. Your brother dealer would definitely carry these, so you can check out your local store if you're looking for this machine, or message me with questions. Okay, so that is project number 1. Just for those of you who weren't watching at the beginning, project number 2, well, actually the first one I showed was this awesome wall hanging. I had so much fun making this, and all the details about this are coming out on Friday. Project number 3, which is still just yards and yards of fabric, is a gold party skirt that I'm super excited about. I have a lining with netting for some poofness, and then all this fabric that I'm going to gather up to make the skirt, and of course with pockets, because what is a party skirt without pockets? Here's how it looks on the right side, which it looks cute. Okay, pocket in the side seam, nice and hidden there, and very easy. So those are the 3 main things that I've been working on this week. There is one additional project that I have been working on, and I can't tell you anything about it yet. So you can just kind of be thinking, what else could she be working on? Because I have one thing that I probably won't even be able to share about till after Christmas, but it's super exciting. It's a collaborative event, so I'm working on it with several other people, and I'm really excited about it. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be taking next Wednesday off due to the Thanksgiving holiday and my family home from school. So look for me in 2 weeks, and we'll probably be sewing something Christmassy as we get close to December. And I'm so excited for the holiday. I think this weekend we might be getting our Christmas tree. We go cut one live, a live one in the National Forest here in Colorado. They let you get a tree tag. It's like $20 and you can go cut a tall tree. So the last couple years, we've put it kind of in this corner here between this cabinet and the kitchen. There's a chair there that I would move. And because of the high ceilings, we can get a tall tree. So I'm really excited about that. And then we'll be seeing some family over Thanksgiving, and my kids will be off on a break, as well as my husband. And so I'm really excited for next week. But I'm so glad you guys hung out with me today. Quick but fun. And I was really excited to show off how I've been making these jackets. So couldn't do it without my awesome sewing machine. And Audrey, did you just see? I just sewed up a bunch. I just was live sewing the jackets and showing how I'm putting the patches on. So Audrey just commented, and she's the one who I figured out how to sew on the Boy Scout patches. So again, if you're looking to do the Boy Scout patches, the merit badges that are in a circle, go ahead and go to Life So Savory and search merit badges. And I think I'll show you how I set up my machine to be able to sew those quick and easy. But just for your regular size patches, using directional stitching is also an awesome idea. So thank you for joining me today. I will see you in 2 weeks, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.